So hello, now let's look at how you'll be able to manage your exams. So starting from creating your exams, managing examinees, printing out termly report cards, printing out the mark list. We're going to look at all of that. So now for you to manage your exams, on the menu on your left, you're going to click on the exam management button, and this window is going to pop up titled exam management. At the top, we are going to see all the statistics for the exams. So we are going to see 33 total exams that were done, 0 upcoming, 33 completed, 0 active, 270 results recorded, 73 examinees, and we'll also see the current term. Then below that, you can see we have some action buttons here. I have a button to register a new exam. We have another one to view exams. We have another one to generate reports. Then we have another one to generate CBC reports. So this first button here generates IGCSE reports, whereas this button here generates CBC reports. Below that, we're going to see the drop down to select the academic year, and below that you can see we have 3 tabs which will show us the exams that were done in that particular term. As you can see, the drop down here has selected 2026 and term 1 is selected, meaning this table is showing all the exams that were done in term 1 2026. If I want term 2 2026, I just click on that and I'll be able to see all the exams that were done in term 2 2026. The same case for term 3. So if I want to go back in time, I can always select the year. So if it is 2024, I can select that. Then I can come and look at term 2, and you can see these were the exams that were done in term 2 2024. So when you come back to 2026 and you go to term 2, you can see the table here is showing all the exams that were done in term 2 2026, and on the last column on the right side you'll be able to see the actions that you can do in every exam. So the first thing that you can do is that you're able to edit, meaning you'll be able to update the exam's details starting from the name. You'll also be able to add subjects, you'll be able to also add classes, but for you to do so you need to extend the date so that the exam is active. An active exam is the one that its end date is either today or a future date. So if I want to edit this exam, you can see it is showing that its end date was on May 30th, 2026. For it to update the classes, I need to put it at a future date. So I can come and say, let it be on 21st. So it's a week from today. When I save, you'll be able to see that this exam status has changed from closed to ongoing, meaning that this exam is active. And that's when I'll be able to edit the classes. You can see the subjects here. I'll be able to remove. So I just click on the X button to remove the subjects. I'll also click on the X button to remove the classes. I'm also able to select the curriculum. So it's either CBC 844, IGCSE, or I primary. So the 844 here always stands for the hybrid, which means the school will retain the percentages, but the grading will be CBC. But when you select CBC, this one is strict CBC, where you'll only be able to enter the rubric scores, and the system will automatically pick the rubric grades. Then as you can see, since I had selected the curriculum to CBC, this is the target mean score. We can come and say that is meeting expectation. I can also change the name of the exam at the top here. So one thing that you need to know is that the end date is really important. And this is because once the end date is already reached, the staff will not be able to enter the marks for the subjects that they are teaching. So if you want to allow them to continue entering marks, you need to extend the end date so that they'll be able to enter the marks. So that is it. Under the editing exam section, you'll be able to update those details. So moving on, you're also able to print. So what are you able to print? You're able to print the exam recording slip. So this exam recording slip, you give it to teachers so that they fill in marks physically. Then they return it back to you so that you can enter the marks in the system. And this is only relevant whenever you want to restrict the access of the system to only the circle of management or to only you as the head teacher or the head of academics. So this document, as you can see here, it lists the student's name, the admission number, and the different columns for the different subjects. So it will always pass around. So the past teacher who teaches English will be filling the marks for those students. Then the one that follows is mathematics, who will fill. Then when they return the document to you, you can fill it at your own pace. The other document is the student exam mark. So this is the same document as the one before, but now this one comes with the student results already filled in. So once staff has filled in their marks in the system and you want to see how the students have performed, you print out this document. It is the same as the student mark list. So it shows the student performance in this particular exam, and you can see we have 4 examinees, and you can see their marks for English and mathematics. Then you can see the system has ranked them from the highest to the lowest. Then at the bottom we can see the mean score, and you can see this one has been graded 67, meeting expectation. Then you can see the total mean score. Then at the bottom we have the class teacher remarks and the class teacher signature. Then lastly we also have the head teacher / principal signature. Then apart from that, you're also able to print out the student's result slip. So this result slip will show the student performance in this exam. So I can select the option to show percentage or just the rubric score. So I can come and say show percentage. If I want to include position or not, with CBC curriculum, there is no ranking of students. But if you want the system to rank them for you, you have the option. So when I print it, you'll be able to see how this one looks like. You can see at the top here, you have the student details, the registration number, the class, the exam, position, and the class teacher. Then at the bottom, we have the table to show the subjects and the scores. So this is for this individual student, and if the image of the student has been uploaded in the system, it will appear here. Then you can see on the right side, we have the teachers teaching. So you can see the system shows who is teaching that subject in school. So since we had 4 examinees, you can see we have 1 out of 4. This to show you that all the 4 examinees have their own result slip printed here. So you can see the position. This is the 2nd out of 4. Then we can see this one is 4 out of 4. Then we can see this is 1 out of 4. It has not really arranged them in a chronological order, but the system itself has ranked the student in the correct way. So those are the 3 documents that you're able to print from the exam. You're also able to see the examinees. So these examinees are the people or the students that you'll be able to enter their marks. So when I display grade 3 examinees, we can see we have, in grade 3, we have 15 students, but it's only 4 that have been examined. So this is to show you that you are able to tell the system who you want to include in an exam. So let's say you find some students were sick during the exam and they were not able to do it, have the chance to examine them or not. So mostly you find that those students that were not present in school during the exam period, those ones will not be examined. So I have a chance to also include other students that I want to be examined. So if I come and add student number 5 here, who's called Jean, I just click on that, then automatically that student has been added. You have seen the page has loaded to show that it has updated the examinees. So that now when I go back to print, we'll be able to see that the recording slip will have an extra student. So when I come to grade 3 here, you can see Jean is present, and you can see Jean was not able to do English, but she did mathematics, and you can see that was the score she got. Then you'll be able to see the total. So this was the reason why Jean was not included in the examinees list, because they never attempted the English paper. So that is with the examinees. You're also able to view the students' results from the system. You don't have to print. So when I display, you'll be able to see the grade 3 results from here. And there are a couple of things that you're able to do. So if I select a student or all of them, you'll be able to see there are some actions here. So the first action is to delete. So I'll be able to delete the students that I have selected and the subjects that I have selected. So if I want to delete only English, I'll come and deselect all the other subjects. Then I'm left with English. Then when I click delete, it will delete all the students that I've selected their English marks. The other thing that I'm able to do is to send an email to the parents. So you're able to share the result slip with the parents via the email. So again, it only sends the subjects that you have selected and the students that you have selected. The same thing with SMS. You'll be able to share with parents these results via SMS, again with the subjects that you have selected. So that is viewing. I'll I'll also be able to delete. So once you delete the exam, it will delete all the scores that were recorded, and it will delete all the details of the exam. So that is it on the examination table. It is very straightforward. Now let's come up here to the action buttons. So you can see the first action button allows us to register a new exam. So when I click on it, you can see a pop-up window appears, and from here I'll be able to fill in the exam details. So I can come and say closing exam term 2. Then I select the subjects that I want to examine. So I can select all of them, or I can just do one by one. So I'm just going to select the first 5 subjects. Then I'm also going to select the start date. So I'm going to say this exam started yesterday, then it's going to end a week from now. Then I'm going to select the curriculum. So I'm going to pick 844. Then I say next. Then I select the classes. So I'm going to select all of the classes, or alternatively, I'm just going to select 2, 3, and 4. Or I can search. If I need to search anything, you can just search from there. Then the target mean score, I can come and say 65%. So remember, it's 844. So 844 incorporates the hybrid grading system, which allows you to assign percentages to students and at the same time assign the CBC grading method. So I'm going to save it. Then when you come to term 2 again, we can see that now we have a new exam called closing exam that is ongoing from Monday 21st, Tuesday next week. So when I come to print, I want to see the examinees, I can just come to print the exam recording slip, then grade 3, then I print. Then you'll be able to see now I have all the 15 students. And if I want to change that, if I want to reduce that number, I can always come to the examinee side, come and click grade 3, display, then I'll unselect all of them. Then I'll only select the ones that I want to appear in this exam. So I've only selected the first 3. So when I come back again to print and I select grade 3, then I print, you can see that now I only have 3 examinees. So that is how you register an exam. You're also able to view. So if by any chance it has been hard for you to track an exam using the year and the term, you have an option here to track the exam by these filters. So you are able to print out all active exams. So when you click display, you'll be able to see all the active exams. If you also want to search by name, you'll be able to search by name. If you want to search by period that exam was done, if you also want to search by status, which is completed or incompleted. So those that are completed, it will show. Those that are incompleted, it will also show. Here you'll also be able to generate reports. So this is for the IGCSE curriculum. You'll just follow the wizard. It is straightforward. You'll select the termly exam report. Then you click next. You select the class. So you can come and say here grade 3. Select. Then the terms you want to include in the report card. I'm going to pick term 1 and term 2. The exams that I want to pick, I'll select. Then the academic year, so you can come and say 2025/2026, and I click next. And then here you can see I have an option, comment, to give comments on the student's performance. So I can comment it here and I'll be able to see the preview. Then these will be automatically included in the document. So for Gloria, we can come and say she performs very well in languages, but needs to improve in mathematics. So we can do that one for Gloria. Then we click next. Then I'll provide more details here, which is the next opening date. So I can come and say it's 7. The grading options, I can come and say show grade only. Grading method, I can come and say it's IGCSE. Include trend analysis, include tutors. Then I can come and say term 2 annual report, something like that. Click next. Then I'll say print, then I'll load, then I print the termly report, and you can see how this one looks like. So it is very different from the 844, very different from the 844 reports. But when you come and print the CBC reports, so I'll come and select the year 2026, select the term 2, select the class, going to pick grade 3, and I'll click next. Then you can see all the exams that were done. So I'm just going to pick the closing and the opening exam, then I'll click next. Then I'll select all the subjects. So these were all the subjects that were examined. Then I'll select all the students that were examined. Then I'm going to select the first option. So you can see we have 3. We have the option to generate, which is the same as printing. We have the option to email. We have the option to send an SMS. So you're only going to generate. Then the subject grading method, you're going to use the subject grading method. So this is the termly report you are generating. So you need to provide the closing date for this term and the opening date for the next term. Then we're going to say show both. Then we have a number of styles here. You can see we have style 1 to style 7. So I can come and pick style 2, and I complete, and you can see how style 2 looks like. So this one shows the exam performance for this student in this term. So for the exams that were done, so you can see here we have Oscar only did one exam in this term. That's why we're only seeing one exam under his name. Then when you come to the next student, we can see here we have Kinya Martin, and Kinya Martin has done 2 exams, and you can see how he performed on both. And we can see it's the same case for all students. Again, when you come to Jean, we can see Jean only did 1 exam, and you can see how she performed in that. Then Gloria did 2 exams. So out of the 2 that we selected, if the student only did 1, it will only show 1. If the student only did, if the student did all of them, it will show all of them. So there are many other styles. You can see here we have style 3. When you click complete, you can see how that looks like. So this style 3, it is similar to style 1, but the only difference is that this one has the last column, which is the subject teacher, whereas the other one does not have the column to show the subject teacher. So this one, I'll leave it to you so that you explore, look at the different styles that are there. But also remember, you're able to email and you're also able to send an SMS. And when you select both email or SMS, you'll have an option at the top here to write a message that will be attached with that document. If it is an email or an SMS, you'll have an option to send a message to the parent on top of the result. So you'll be able to modify the message that you're sending. So that is how it is under the exam section. It is very straightforward. We have looked at the examination table and all its actions. We have looked at the action buttons at the top, how to register an exam, how to search for an exam, how to generate reports, and how to generate CBC reports. So these reports are very different from this one. This one is well suited for the IGCSE curriculum, whereas this one is well suited for the CBC curriculum. So that is it under the exam management section. In case of anything, let us know.